In the heart of the city, Mark, a successful architect, met Edna, a vibrant graphic designer. What began as friendly conversations at work soon evolved into something deeper, an intoxicating bond that ignored reason and loyalty. Long lunches stretched into secret rendezvous, text messages exchanged after dark. Every stolen moment became a lifeline for Edna. To her, this wasn't an affair. This was love, a devotion so real she believed they were fated to be together. But for Mark, this was an escape, a thrilling secret, something that faded as quickly as it sparked. To him, his marriage was still home. To Edna, he was her entire world. As their secret deepened, so did its strain. Mark became more guarded. His phone rarely left his hands, his schedule unpredictable. Late-night work calls, hurried explanations. His wife noticed every shift, each whispered conversation and every hurried text. And Edna felt it too. Waiting endlessly for his call, canceling her own plans just to fit into his. She was emotionally tethered to him, swinging between soaring joy and crushing loneliness. Isolation wrapped around her like a shroud as their hidden world began to collapse. Suspicion spread like wildfire, and the truth crept closer with each passing day. One careless moment changed everything. Mark left his phone unattended, and his wife, driven by a gnawing sense of dread, finally searched it. There they were, intimate messages laced with affection and images of Mark with Edna, laughing together like a couple madly in love. Her heart shattered. This wasn't a fleeting mistake. This was a profound betrayal. Her perfect world cracked open, revealing a painful, undeniable reality. Mark wasn't just unfaithful. He had given his heart elsewhere. What had felt like suspicion was now confirmed. Her trust was obliterated, her marriage forever tainted. When the secret could no longer hide, the inevitable explosion followed. Cornered by his wife, Mark admitted to the affair. But his confession wasn't for Edna's sake, it was for his family. He told Edna it was over. Mark's face was blank as he spoke the words. "Edna, I can't do this anymore. I choose my wife." For Edna, this wasn't closure, it was annihilation. "You told me you loved me," she sobbed. "You told me you'd leave her." But his resolve was unyielding. "My family needs me. I'm sorry. This is the end." Those words cut deeper than any knife. "You can't do this," she whispered, trembling. "You promised." He repeated himself, gentler this time but final. And inside Edna, something broke forever. That night, they met one last time in the park where their secret began. Words flew, accusations, pleas, refusals. Mark held his ground, Edna lost hers. Every moment with him had been a promise, every kiss a future. And now that future was crumbling. Her purse felt strangely heavy in her hands as they argued. Inside was a decorative letter opener, a simple trinket. But in that instant, as pain and rage eclipsed reason, it became a weapon. When Mark insisted it was truly over, "It's over, Edna. I'm going home," something snapped. She lunged. A cry. A struggle. And then silence. Mark crumpled to the grass, dark stains spreading across his shirt. Passion that had once bound them now had destroyed him. And Edna stood over him, breath trembling, hands slick with blood, knowing there was no going back. Hours later, reality hit Edna like a tide. Slumped under harsh fluorescent lights, she spoke in a trembling voice. "He was going to leave me," she whispered. "He told me I meant nothing." Detective Davies listened quietly. "You loved him," he offered gently. "Yes," Edna breathed. "More than anything." But then he left. "I just wanted him to feel what I felt. The pain. The loss." Her confession was heartbreaking, an account of devotion rotted into obsession. And with each word, the detective saw the path that led her here, one lit by passion at first, then consumed by a devastating fury. Edna's trial captivated the public. Some sympathized with the shattered woman who had loved too much. Her defense argued that grief and heartbreak pushed her to an unimaginable breaking point. Others saw her as a dangerous, possessive killer, someone who had ignored boundaries and ended a life when she couldn't have what she wanted. Courtroom became a battleground of clashing interpretations. Was Edna a victim of deception or a predator consumed by desire? The jury wrestled with these questions before reaching their verdict. And as she stood, trembling, awaiting judgment, one thing was clear: an affair built on secrets and illusions had cost one life already, and left another forever shattered. This is the tragic story of Edna and Mark, a cautionary tale of passion, betrayal, and the lethal edge where love becomes obsession. The story leaves us with a haunting question: can love really drive someone to kill? Was her act a spontaneous explosion of passion, or the inevitable outcome of a love so obsessive that it warped her reality? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. This tragic tale is just one example of raw passion turning into real crime. If you're captivated by these stories of human emotion pushed to its deadliest limits, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell for more shocking true crime cases from heartstrings and handcuffs. You won't want to miss our next deep dive into the dark side of devotion.